Hello and welcome to EUTV Sports Update. We'll be looking at the latest sports news from Evangel University and around the region. I'm Kyer Warner.
We'll also look at college football across the nation and check out the latest happenings in professional sports. I'm Sarah Cummings and this is Sports Update on EUTV. It was homecoming weekend for Evangel, and we had a lot of great games.
And especially a really well performance by the Valor defense in the football game, but I won't spoil anything, but we will get into that one.
Yeah, some great close games in all sports. We had some seasons with their season finales, their final games of the season. So just a lot of great stuff this past weekend. The Evangel Valor volleyball team faced Central Methodist on Thursday. The first set was back and forth consistently, and the score evened 23-23 until CMU pulled away for the 25-23 victory. Set 2 was taken by the Eagles as well with a score of 25-19. Evangel took the third set 25-18 to put themselves back in the game, but fell short in the fourth 25-10. The CMU Eagles won this game 3-1.
The Valor football team faced off against Mid-American Nazarene for homecoming last Saturday, and the Valor's bend but don't break defense held things close even when Mid-America had the lead in the first half, 13-0. Players Nate Swafford and Bradley Myers were just two of the many big names on the Valor defense, with together over 25 tackles and 2 interceptions. That helped get the ball back in the hands of their offense and allowed Bryce Numa and Sammy Robinson to run all over Mid-America's defense and get the scoreboard to 21-13 in favor of the Valor. Evangel men's soccer hosted Graceland on Friday for their final conference match of the year. The Valor played tough in the first half, but Graceland was able to take advantage of the short-handed Valor squad, and the Yellow Jackets won 3-0. Neither teams generated much during the early parts of the game until the Yellow Jackets offense was able to record 10 shots on the goal to Evangel's 1, and the Yellow Jackets scored 3 of those shots. From there, the Valor were shut down, and the Yellow Jackets walked away with the win.
Men's and women's tennis competed in the Evangel Fall Invitational this weekend. Evangel women won 2 of the 3 single groups and had a strong performance in the doubles portion. Madeline Peters and Faith Taylor claimed the Orange Division Championship. In men's tennis, Jarrett Teal and Milos Stamatov claimed the victory in the men's orange doubles group. This invitational concludes the fall season for Evangel tennis. On Friday, the Valor women's soccer team faced Graceland at home. In their last game of the season, Evangel scored an early goal that proved to be all that they would need in this match. Ashley Fairfax nailed the free kick to give Evangel the 1-0 lead that would end up being the score of the game. 3 saves by Chloe Hancock and a goal by Fairfax secured this 1-0 victory. Ashley Fairfax scored her first and only goal of the season in this matchup. Evangel women's soccer closes the fall with a 5-13 record overall.
You know, it's sad to see the season end for the women's soccer, but, I think they went out with a bang. They went out really good.
That was a great way to go out with that 1-0 victory. Yeah. It has to feel good for Ashley Fairfax to get that goal and put them on top. So congratulations to her. That's an amazing way to go out with the season. And football did a great job, too. A homecoming game. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. The crowd there was electric. I mean, the fans were going crazy all 4 quarters. They never let up. And then I feel like that really helped bring the energy up for the football team themselves. And then in the second half, I noticed their defense, they changed it up a little bit and started making more plays, more sacks, picks were involved, and then things just started going really right for the Valor.
Yeah, I mean, football went into halftime in a deficit, right? Wasn't it like 13-0 or something like that? Yeah, so that's amazing to come back, have a crowd rally around you and pull out the victory. Yeah. It's awesome. Coming up next, I'll be here with Evangel volleyball coach Mary Whitehead to talk about their season this fall.
And later, we'll look at some of the most significant college games from the weekend, and the World Series kicks off. We'll be right back.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seats for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Just for a second.
Hello, hello.
Check, check. That should be good, thanks.
Welcome back. I'm here with Evangel volleyball coach Mary Whitehead. Thank you, Coach, for being with us today.
You're welcome.
So, Coach, Evangel volleyball has had another great fall. Can you give us your thoughts on the season so far?
Yeah, we've been competitive for sure. One of the most competitive schedules I've ever had. You know, we've played, I think we have had 13 top 25 teams on our schedule, so it's been tough, and we've fought with those teams, and you know, we've got a good mix of seniors and then 3 or 4 freshmen that are playing big roles. So it's been at times up and down, and I would love for some consistency to finish this season out, but overall we've played a high level of volleyball.
Yeah. What players have really stood out this season?
Well, you know, we had 2 of our what we call the COVID seniors that got an extra year for COVID. So Aaron Russell and Tori Lowry are being their normal selves, you know, just playing great. And Tori gets us the kills and Aaron gets us the digs. And they've had another great season, and we're grateful they were able to come back for an extra year.
Yeah, that's awesome that they were able to be back.
Yeah.
Have there been any surprises, such as freshmen or transfers, that have really stuck out?
Well, I'll tell you, we have a freshman who has been in the top 3 for blocks in the country. So that's, I mean, you just don't see that very often where a freshman, because, you know, the shift from high school to college is such a different game. It's so much faster. And usually blocking is what comes the slowest. And she has been dominant at the net. And I think she'll be a forerunner for Freshman of the Year in our conference.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So Evangel volleyball hasn't had a losing season since 2017, I believe. What is the key to such consistent winning throughout seasons?
You know, in a world of transfer portal, it's about keeping your kids. If you can get them here, and talented kids and now it's really legal for other schools to talk to them and try to steal them away from you. So we do our best to create an environment that they don't want to leave, you know. And so you get those great players and even players who come in behind them who may not be starters but still enjoy being a part of the program, because, you know, you need more than 6 to have a successful program, and because practice needs to be quality as well. And the deeper your bench gets, the more quality your practice is. So it's about, you know, getting the right kids, getting a good fit, and then just keeping them here, giving them something that they enjoy, and they know they can be nationally competitive and have a chance to win every year.
That makes complete sense. Has Evangel had trouble with like transfers in the past?
You know, honestly, we haven't had a high turnover rate. We really haven't. Most of our kids that come in graduate with us. We get more transfers than we lose transfers to other schools. And you know, we get some great players that transfer in. A lot of D2 level transfers that will, you know, go off as a freshman and just not like the fit of where they're at and end up at Evangel. But no, we really haven't lost a lot of kids, which, if there's anything I take pride in my program, wins, losses, all that set aside, is that kids come here, they like it, and they stay and graduate.
That's awesome. That's really special. So where does Evangel stand in the conference right now?
We are 4th in the South, and we're going to, regardless of tonight's finish, we're going to end up 6th in the conference. And so we will go in postseason next Saturday, and we'll play the number 3 seed, and that is the winner tonight of Grandview and William Penn. So whoever wins that match is who we play Saturday, first round of tournament.
Okay, where's that conference tournament at?
It's actually at the higher seed, so we don't know yet. We'll find out tonight after all the matches are done. We play at 6, which normally it's 7, so we'll be able to finish and then sit back and watch some of the others and see where our bus will take us on Saturday.
Okay. Has Evangel already faced both of those
We
teams?
have. We beat Penn in 3 and Grandview beat us in 4. So, but you know, postseason everything changes.
Right.
So it'll be it's a new
anyone's game.
season, and we'll work hard to prepare for whoever it is.
Absolutely. So what does the postseason format look like? Is it one loss and you're done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when you get to that point, when you lose, you're done. So they take the top 8, and like I said, the top 4 host, everybody else travels, and then you play until you don't win.
Yeah. Wow. Talk about a lot of stress and
It's
a lot
a
of
whole
pressure,
nother level.
but that's
and
exciting.
But it is neat because everybody goes back to 0 and 0. Records
Right.
don't
Yeah,
matter at
nothing
that
matters.
point. Yeah, everybody's playing, and it's a tough conference. So 1 through 8 could win. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. So this season, you had a landmark personally with your 500th victory. Can you tell us what it was like to accomplish that amazing feat?
You know, as a coach, you're just doing your job every day. And honestly, you're not usually paying a whole lot of attention to how many wins, but the SID is, and he's reminding you constantly of, okay, you only need 6 more, 5 more, 4. But it gets a little nerve-wracking when you kind of get to it. And honestly, after you get it, the girls were wonderful. They made it a very special night for me, and my family was able to be there even though it was on the road, so that was really special for them, but to be there. But it's another win, and I mean, I coach, so I want to win, so it's like when it was over, it was kind of that sigh of relief, and then let's get some more.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
thank
awesome.
you.
All right, Coach, well, thank you so much again for being with us, and good luck to you guys as you face off in the conference tournament. We'll be watching that and rooting for you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you for being with us. And coming up next, we're going to look at college games and some NFL action from the weekend. Stay tuned.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
What a disaster.
You're a disaster.
This is a disaster.
You can't be ready for every little disaster, but you can prepare for a big one. Make an emergency plan today.
Number 25, South Carolina hosted Missouri on Saturday. The Mizzou Tigers took the early 7-0 lead in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Mizzou led by as much as 17-0 before South Carolina was able to get on the board. This game went to halftime with the Tigers up 17-7. The teams exchanged field goals in the third, and the Tigers added an additional 3 points in the fourth to take this game 23-10. Missouri running back Cody Schrader had 113 yards total and 1 touchdown, and receiver Dominic Lovett caught for 148 yards in this upset.
In the Ole Miss versus Texas A&M game, the Rebels running back Quinshawn Judkins had a record day helping his team get the win over the Aggies. He rushed for 205 yards and a touchdown, setting a record for freshman rushing touchdowns at Ole Miss. Quarterback Jackson Dart had a good game as well, passing for 3 touchdowns for the Rebels. Aggies quarterback Connor Wayman was 28 of 44 for 338 yards, and the rest of his team did well on both sides of the ball, but a fumble by the Aggies running back caused a turnover and sealed the game 31-28 in favor of the Rebels. In Atlanta, the Falcons faced off against the Panthers in a game that was mostly back and forth up until kicker Young-Ho Koo made a 41-yard field goal in overtime to seal the win for the Falcons 37-34. Marcus Mariota threw 3 touchdown passes and was the guy who ran for 30 yards on a 3rd and 1 through the Panthers defense to put them in good field position for that game-winning kick. Panthers QB P.J. Walker started this game and went 19 for 36 on pass attempts with 317 yards and a touchdown. Not a bad performance from him and his offense, but just not enough to come away with the win.
Game 3 of the World Series was supposed to be a Halloween night thriller, but unfortunately the game was postponed due to rain, and the World Series schedule has been pushed back 1 day. The series is currently tied at 1 game apiece. Philadelphia took Game 1 in extra innings. The World Series opener went to 10 innings, and DJ Realmuto hit the solo shot in the top of the 10th to win 6-5. Game 2 wasn't quite as close. Houston took this one 5-2, putting up 3 runs in the first inning to take an early lead. Wow. A lot to talk about there. We've got World Series action.
Yeah, that's pretty big. And I don't even know too much about World Series, but just the way it's been talked about, just amongst my friends, I hear it's gonna be something really
yeah,
big.
It's a really exciting time. We've got the Phillies and the Astros. Of course, the Phillies haven't been in the World Series in a long time. I think that's been since 2013 or something like that. And the Astros we've seen pretty consistently in the postseason, but this makes it really exciting with a lot of stars facing off, a lot of amazing players, obviously.
Yeah, and I feel as far as football, the Falcons, their kicker doesn't get a lot of love, but I think we need to show them some love for making that game-winning field goal, because it's hard to do that. 41 yards.
That's so much pressure. It's a pretty big kick, and that game was insane. I was watching it. It was back and forth constantly, and then you see the Panthers down by 6 have an amazing long touchdown pass with 12 seconds left in the game, presumably to win the game, and then wide receiver gets up, celebrating, taking off his helmet, gets a penalty for that, which then pushes that extra point back, and they miss it, and that's why they go to overtime. So it's crazy that I'm watching it, and I thought the Panthers had the game won because they have this insane touchdown pass, and all they need is the extra point, and then you celebrate a little too much, you get a flag,
Gets
and
out
then
of hand.
Next thing it's in overtime, and a kicker against the other team seals the deal, and you lose. So that was an insane game to watch. We had Mizzou with an upset. Just a lot of great sports.
A lot of them. When we come back, we'll have the EUTV Player of the Week.
We'll also have your upcoming Evangel games this week. We'll be right back.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
My kids put skis on as they were learning to walk. I want my kids to be able to have those moments with their kids. Being a scientist, I'm worried about climate change in so many different ways for my kids. From the second you have a child, you want to do everything to protect them. I think our action on climate change is no different. It's just an extension of being a mom.
It's time now for the EUTV Sports Player of the Week.
This week's EUTV Sports Player of the Week is Nate Swafford of the Valor football team. Swafford is a sophomore defensive back from Ava, Missouri. Swafford grabbed 2 interceptions and 6 tackles in the homecoming victory against Mid-American Nazarene. He also broke up a long potential game-tying touchdown pass in the 4th quarter. Congratulations to Nate Swafford.
2 interceptions in a homecoming game is amazing.
It's crazy. And that big play, they definitely needed that play. Like, he was right there with the receiver, and he got up just as high as him and just knocked that ball down. He was really being an athlete, and it was much appreciated by the rest of the Valor team.
That's awesome. That's really clutch. And I'm pretty sure both of those interceptions came in the fourth quarter, too.
Yep.
So really stepping up in a time when you need defense. You have to have it to come away with a win.
Exactly.
So congratulations again to Nate. And now let's go to the upcoming games of the week.
The Valor football team will be playing Saturday, November 5th at Benedictine at 1 p.m. in Atchison, Kansas.
We have got some conference tournament action. The Evangel volleyball team's moved on into the postseason. So on Saturday, November 5th, they're going to be playing in the Heart of America Conference Tournament. We don't know yet who they're going to be playing or where that'll be at, but should be a great game.
Men's and women's cross country will be running Saturday, November 5th for the Hart Conference Championships in Des Moines, Iowa.
Men's and women's basketball is back on Thursday, November 3rd. We've got the men playing here at home against Harris Stowe. And then on Friday, November 4th, the women are going to be traveling to Oklahoma to play Friends University. They'll play again on Saturday, November 5th in Oklahoma again at 2 p.m. against Oklahoma Wesleyan.
Go Valor.
Great games, great matchup. We've got basketball back.
Yeah.
That's going to be really fun to watch and to report about.
Yep.
So some great stuff coming up. Well, that's all the time that we have today for Sports Update. I'm Sarah Cummings.
And I'm Kyer Warner. Be sure to join us next week as we bring you the latest in sports news. For more information on Evangel Sports, go to evangelathletics.com. This has been Sports Update on EUTV.
See you next time.